Welcome to Living Local. I'm Gail Kvistad, your host, and we have a special episode for you. We're visiting the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation. We're going to meet some survivors, we're going to meet families, we're going to meet supporters, and first we're going to meet Lindsay, the executive director. I'm here with Lindsay Guerrero, and she's the executive director of the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation, and we're here to talk about your Gold Ribbon campaign.
Yeah, we're really excited to be kicking off our second annual Gold Ribbon campaign, and that goes live on September 1st. And the Gold Ribbon campaign's in recognition of National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.
That's what I thought. It is a nationwide campaign, and you are a local organization here in Santa Barbara where you're raising money to help locals here in Santa Barbara, aren't you?
We are, and the campaign is our largest pediatric cancer awareness campaign as well as fundraising effort of the year. And we're tying in our Gold Ribbon campaign this year. It's going to be culminating with a celebration event, a luncheon on October 2nd at the Four Seasons Biltmore in Santa Barbara. You know, Teddy Bear exists to alleviate the financial burden, the emotional burden that families experience. And we offer wraparound services from the child's initial diagnosis, during treatment, and into recovery.
And tell us about some of those services, because you do have a lot of emotional support programs, don't you?
We do. We really make a huge effort to support not only the child or young adult that's experiencing cancer. Our organization does serve children and young adults up to age 21, but we also look to include the siblings and parents with our emotional support services.
And a lot of organizations out there don't really focus on the family, and that's what's so unique and special about Teddy Bear, is that you do care for everyone and make it so that some of those families can be there in the hospital to take care of their children. You have somebody here that works here that was actually a recipient and had cancer, correct?
We do, and that's what we've seen so frequently with Teddy Bear. You know, it takes the whole community to make this organization successful. And, while we're talking about Becca right now, she's actually here in our office. Becca, if you wouldn't mind coming over here, I'd love to introduce you to Gail.
So Becca had cancer. She's now cancer-free, but she had cancer. Hi, Becca.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming.
And so now, please, come over here and tell us. Now, do tell us, you started out learning about cancer, about the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation, because you had cancer.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with cancer when I was 16, and I was treated here at Cottage Hospital. And when I was being treated, I met a lady named Nikki Simon at the time, now Nikki Katz, who is Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation's founder. And she was a volunteer at the hospital, and she just came into our lives and was a huge positive influence for my family and myself, and she created a very special moment in time for my family and I. She found out I liked to sing. She wanted to get something that I sang on the radio, and she set up a huge studio recording session in Los Angeles with professionals, and it turned into me being able to open for Mariah Carey while I was going through the worst time of my life. She brought in just this amazing opportunity and created so much hope for my family and I. And it made me want to become a part of this foundation. It made me want to meet other kids, and it made me want to continue working and begin working and continue to work for Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation.
Well, thank you for being an inspiration to all the people out there. And what's exciting, some of you Living Local viewers may remember that she sang at the Foundation for Santa Barbara City College Show Us Your Love campaign. So you've seen this talented lady before. Thank you. Here we are. Hello.
Hi, Gail.
Nice to see you. I'm here with Sergeant Mike McGrew, and you have a lot of experience here with the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You do. Now, he was actually instrumental in the very beginning because you were part of the Police Community Assistance League, right? President?
Yeah, the Police Officers Association. I was the president, and I was approached by Nikki Katz now. And she had an idea. She wanted to help families who had children that were going through cancer treatment.
And at this time, you did not have a child going through cancer. You were just somebody that was in the community helping this organization.
Right.
And then what happened? your son was diagnosed?
Yeah. Well, about a year later, after we did help, and I got involved in teddy bear cancer, about a year later, my son, Michael Thomas McGrew, we call him TT, he was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, bone cancer, when he was 12 years old.
And I can't even imagine what a devastating blow that must have been to you and to your family. How has the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation then become such a support for you?
Well, they were a huge support. Going through something like that when your child's sick and you're basically, either you or the other family members are by their bedside. We were in the hospital for 200 days a year with him, and so you have to really adjust a lot of things in your life, your work, just all your schedules, and life just changes. I mean, it turns everything upside down. But also with that comes financial burdens from co-pays from the hospitals, not being able to work regular hours that people work. In a lot of cases, people have to give their jobs up just to care for their children.
And that's how important this foundation is, because it helps people in emergency situations and then also long term, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, they're there before, during, and after the whole treatment process. I mean, they're instrumental, and you can't do these things alone. You need to have the help of organizations like this and the people who donate to these organizations.
And what would you say to people out there that are watching this here in the community? Because this is a local organization that helps people in our community.
Yeah, the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation has helped so many people, including myself, and I'm just so grateful to the foundation and also to everybody who's involved in it and all the generous people who donate and just help families like mine and so many other families that continue to go through this.
Well, thank you so much, because we're grateful here in the community, because not only do you, in your daily life as your profession, help our community as a police sergeant, but also to help people and to give back in the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation, to be so instrumental.
Thank you for your interest in the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation and our Gold Ribbon campaign. September is National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the mission of our Gold Ribbon campaign is to generate awareness of pediatric cancer, the many ways in which it affects families, and the vital work of the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation to help them through. The financial and emotional costs of caring for a sick child are tremendous. And oftentimes one or even both parents have to forfeit their work income to be by their child's bedside during treatment. Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation provides the financial and emotional support to those families in Santa Barbara, Ventura, and San Luis Obispo counties to help them on this journey. Last year, Teddy Bear served more than 650 individuals with the collaborative efforts of local businesses, hospital professionals, and donors like you and me. This is your opportunity to make a difference by becoming involved today. We can use your time, your treasure, and your support. Find out how at teddybearcancerfoundation.org or call 805-962-7466. I hope you will join me in this effort. Thanks.
Welcome back to Living Local, and guess where we are? We're at the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation offices, and I'm here with Tina Fanicky Frontato, and she's a local, born and raised Santa Barbaran.
Cottage Hospital.
Same with me, and you're also the chair of this organization, aren't you?
I am. I'm the chair of this wonderful, life-giving organization.
And now you are a member because you also had family members.
Family members.
Couple of them.
I know firsthand what it's like to have loved ones with a life-threatening illness. Thank God I don't know what it's like to have a child with a life-threatening illness. And so many of our families are young families, working parents, and their child is diagnosed with cancer. And Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation, although we don't ease or can ease all the pain and suffering, we can really help to alleviate much of that financial worry.
Because you give financial support in addition to all the emotional support.
Absolutely. So
And that's a big thing.
helping families pay for their rent or
Because
their car
one of
or
these things
gas.
happens. I mean, something like this happens and it's devastating. You can't go to work. You have to go see your family member. You have to go to the hospital. And that's where Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation actually comes through with tangibles. And so now what is the future of the organization? How do you see this? Because you help not only Santa Barbara, but also Ventura, San Luis Obispo.
Right, and it's increasing every year. We launched an endowment last year. We have that housed under the Santa Barbara Foundation. So next year, 2015, we're looking at a campaign for endowment. And
So if people do want to support out there, they can contact the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation. And
so we can prepare for, in perpetuity, so that we can help families, unfortunately, for decades to come.
do you have a favorite yet?
Yes, Hershey. She has a little brown patch right here
And why is she your favorite?
because she's always been next to me and she's cute. Medella's also my favorite
Oh, they're just so
because she's so
precious.
sweet.
Welcome back to Living Local. We're here with Jessica and Isa, who is a cancer survivor and has been living cancer-free. And they're also part of the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation family, aren't you?
We are, for many years.
And so do you even remember having cancer?
No, I was only 2.
Oh, wow, and so healthy and strong. And could you be this strong without the support of the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation?
I don't think so. I remember I was in the hospital for the second day, and I didn't know what to do. I was so lost. And then somebody came into the room and said, there's this organization called the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation, and they'll help you. They're going to help you with pay some bills. They're going to help you with support. And I was like, okay.
They have their bare necessities
Yeah.
grant
Yeah.
and all of the things that really do help with the specifics of care, don't
Yeah,
they?
because when you're thrown into that situation, first of all, you can't work. You got to be in the hospital 24/7 just to be with your kid, and you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. And all of a sudden things start piling up and you can't get anything done. You have no money, and it's so helpful.
And they also have grants for like retraining and re-educating. Did you have to go through any kind of a special education or
No.
any?
She was fine. Yeah, we were lucky. We were really blessed in that way. She didn't have to have that, but.
And you said it has been a whole blessing, this whole experience.
Yes, because, well, first of all, Teddy Bear put us together with other families who have kids with cancer. So we weren't alone. And that's really what's helpful more than anything. Because when you go into this, you think, no one else knows what I'm feeling. It's so scary. And all of a sudden, they give you, they show you other families who have the same experience. And so you feel that much more taken care of. Connected.
And you are taking care of being part of the Teddy Bear Cancer
Yeah,
Foundation.
absolutely. They're like our family now. They're friends. They're close friends. I mean, I've talked to them all the time.
Okay, so she's cancer-free, yet you're still involved.
Oh, yeah,
so what do you do?
absolutely. Oh, well, I
Like-
talk to new families. Like, I'll get a phone call and they'll say, well, can you please, there's this family that's really nervous and they're scared, and can you come to this meeting, or can you come to this event we're having and talk about your experience? And so you can show people that it's not always so dire, that they're all good endings like ours was. Some kids do die from cancer, but many, many more survive, which is something to remember.
Definitely.
Case in point right here.
Exactly. And so what are some of the favorite things you love to do?
I like to swim and read and play with the puppies.
Lots of puppies over here. Well, you are so fortunate, and we're so happy that this is a happy ending and a true story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We
Thank
appreciate you
you.
sharing.